Hello friends, I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, and welcome to the Ultimate Zero Combo Guide for Beginners. My name is Newt, and in this guide, we'll go over all of Zero's combo skills, how they work together, and most importantly, how you can use them to improve your DPM in boss fights. Now, with this being a beginner guide, and with this class having so much self-expression, I won't be covering every combo possible, nor will I be covering the ways to min-max your tag and assist timing. Maybe I'll put that in a future video if you guys are interested, but for now I'll just leave all of the resources that you'll need to really nerd out in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. First off, let's go over the basics, starting with Zero's skills. Zero has 8 basic combo skills that you'll be using quite frequently. These include Moonstrike, Flash Assault, Rolling Cross, Wind Cutter, Rising Slash, Flash Cut, Spin Driver, and Giga Crash. Within the community, these are colloquially known as A1 through A4 and B1 through B4, with A being the alpha skills and B being the beta skills. Each of these combo skills has their own sequence of 1 to 2 additional skills that follow it in a chain. However, these additional combo skills don't need to be keybound, as the initial skill key will change to the next combo skill in sequence as you press it. For example, if I press Moonstrike here, you'll see in my keybinds that the key for Moonstrike changes to Piercing Thrust, followed by Shadow Strike, before returning back to Moonstrike. One thing to note is that if you don't continue the chain for a period of time, or press any other skill, alpha or beta, this will cancel the skill chain and apply a cooldown if there is one for that skill. Speaking of which, let's talk about cooldowns for a sec, because they're very interesting on Zero. When you play Zero, cooldowns are just kind of a suggestion. Not only do we have multiple skills that we can use to completely reset all of our cooldowns, excluding 5th job skills of course, those being Time Holding and Transcendent Rinna's Prayer, which we'll get back to later, but when you combo, you're also reducing the cooldown of your other combo skills. For example, if I use my Wind Cutter combo, or my A4 combo, it'll apply a cooldown of 15 seconds, starting from when I first press Wind Cutter. At this point, if I use any other combo skill, alpha or beta, it will reduce the cooldown by 4 seconds per attack. This means that if I use a Wind Cutter combo, followed by let's say a Moonstrike combo, I'll be able to do another Wind Cutter combo immediately, even though it's only been a couple of seconds. Now, if you have a -2 second cooldown hat, this becomes even easier, as you'll only need to do 2 out of the 3 skills in the Moonstrike combo chain in order to be able to use Wind Cutter again. Make sense? Alright, let's move into the game and actually learn some comboing, shall we? Okay, so here we are in game, and the first thing we gotta go over before anything else is this skill right here called Dual Combat. This is probably our most important skill, as it allows us to tag between alpha and beta with a 3-second cooldown between each tag. The awesome thing about this skill is while you're in that 3-second window between tags, the opposite character will actually assist you with their own attacks while you attack. Okay, so here I am as beta. If I use Giga Crash without tagging, only the Giga Crash is going to come out. And Ego Weapon, but we'll ignore that for now. But let's tag into Alpha using the Wind Cutter combo. As you can see, the Giga Crash combo comes out as well. This is what's called an assist skill. Assist skills are how Alpha and Beta work together to deal out an insane amount of lines while comboing, and they're your best friend when trying to maximize your DPM in boss fights. Each combo skill has an associated assist skill with it, so A1 assists B1, B2 assists A2, and so on and so forth. You know you're tagging and assisting properly when you see these tag and assist graphics pop up above your head. Alright, so we've got an understanding of the skills, we've got an understanding of how tagging and assisting works. Let's now put them together and make some magic happen. There are many different combos you can use with this class. I can show you some in a bit. However, if you're just starting out, I'd recommend using a method that helped me grasp the comboing much better when I was getting started, something I call 3CT, or 3 combo tag. I'm not sure if there's a proper name for it out there somewhere, but that's what I call it. With this strategy, all you need to do is use 3 combo skills as either alpha or beta. We're just going to start as alpha for the sake of ease. So we're going to use an A4 combo, and then 2 A1s. Followed by using a skill from beta to tag, which will count as your first combo skill for her, followed by 2 more beta skills. Tag back to alpha, and repeat. It's just that simple. Now, of course, this definitely isn't the most efficient way to combo, and it's not going to be perfect comboing. You might see your character just kind of standing there for half a second sometimes. But I definitely find it's a good way to get started with the timing and to get a good handle on the skills. And by the way, if you need a visual cue, you can always wait until the tag and assist graphics disappear from above your head, and that's usually a safe time to tag out. Last thing before we try some comboing ourselves, I just want to go over actually cycling through your combo skills within a series. For example, if you're using A1 and you have 3 skills to cycle through, Moonstrike, Piercing Thrust, and Shadow Strike, when you're going through A1, you have 2 options of doing that. You can either tap the skill key 3 times, or you can just do what I do and just hold the key down through the duration of the combo skill. This probably isn't the most efficient way to combo. If I'm being honest, I use a combination of both strategies. And if you're trying to min-max your tag and assist timing, it might complicate things a bit with timing everything. However, I definitely find it more intuitive and simpler and can make learning comboing much easier. That being said, like most things with this class, I'd say it's definitely up to personal taste. Okay, now that we understand all that, let's try some comboing together, huh? So you can either come to the Fog Forest training grounds in Mulung Dojo like I have to practice your comboing, or you can just pick any spot that you like the vibe and get started. I'm going to start us off as beta, and what we're going to do is we're going to tag to alpha using an A4 combo. After this, we're going to use 2 full A1 combos, back to back, followed by tagging back to beta using B4. From here, we're going to use B2 and B3, and then tag back to alpha using A4. Alright, quickly back to beta. I'm going to run through the combos a little faster this time, and I'll put visual cues on the screen so you can see which combo I'm doing each time. This is a pretty simple combo that is pretty consistent if you need to stay put while comboing. And the beauty of Zero's comboing is that it tends to be very situational based on what's going on around you. Like sometimes if you need to get out of the way, instead of tagging into alpha with A4, I'll tag in with A2 to dash behind the boss and then use A4 and continue that way. You can also use combo skills like A3 and B3 to reposition yourself if you need to. Alright, so now we have a good understanding of our skills, we have a good understanding of how tagging and assisting works, and we've even practiced some combos ourselves. So, now let's get into a little bit more nuanced stuff that will help you in your journey to learn Zero comboing. One really amazing thing to know is that you can use tagging to cancel pretty much any animation in your kit. One really good example is with Shadow Flash. If you don't know, Shadow Flash is a skill you can use to place a sanctuary anywhere on solid ground. This sanctuary will stay until the cooldown runs out for the skill, and you can tap it at any time during that cooldown to teleport back to where you placed the sanctuary, and do a massive attack that deals a bunch of damage. This skill is really good to use off cooldown, by the way, don't sleep on this skill. However, its animation can be a bit long and lock you in place, so what most Zero players will do is they'll tag to the opposite character and it just deletes the entire animation, while still dealing all of the damage. My favorite use case of this is placing Beta's Shadow Flash and using A2 to cancel and dash behind the boss to continue DPMing. Another really cool animation cancel is using Up Burst Step to cancel both Twin Blades of Time and Shadow Rain. Twin Blades of Time being one of our burst skills, and Shadow Rain being the bind most people associate with Zero, but we'll talk more about this in a sec. If you hold down Twin Blades, you can Up Burst Step to cancel the animation, and while continuing to hold down Twin Blades, you can then move around while the attack is still happening. You can also do the same thing with Shadow Rain. You can even be extra cheeky and cancel Twin Blades while still holding it down, and then immediately use Shadow Rain, and then cancel that as well, all within the time that Twin Blades is going off. Okay, I know this video has been long enough already, but I just want to go over one more thing before I let you guys go, and that is Shadow Rain. This skill is absolutely insane. Shadow Rain provides an attack that deals 1600% damage, which is already amazing, but we use it more for its second purpose, which is a 4-second bind with no cooldown. You heard that right, no cooldown at all. And on top of that, it's cooldown skippable using CD Skip Inner or Legion Artifact, as well as by using time holding our iframe and using Transcendent Ruinous Prayer. This is what allows Zeros to chain bind bosses for up to a minute in perfect conditions. We already went over how to animation cancel this with Burst Step, but what if I told you there was a more efficient way to cancel the animation that let you keep your DPM up even better than with Burst Step? Well, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlefolks, because we're about to learn about tag canceling Shadow Rain. This is probably one of my favorite things to do on this class, and it is unbelievably satisfying when you're able to pull it off. So, how do we do it? First thing we're going to need is Shadow Rain, off cooldown, of course. We're going to start off as Alpha for this example, and we're going to tag into Beta using whatever skill we want. Notice how when we tag, our Alpha skills go onto a 3-second cooldown in our buff bar. This shows how much time you have until your next tag. What we're going to do is wait for it to reach about halfway down, and then we're going to slam Shadow Rain. At this point, you can hold down any Alpha skill, and once your tag is up, you'll tag into Alpha, canceling the Shadow Rain animation lock, and allow you to keep DPMing as Alpha. If you want to get an extra bit of DPM in, I'll usually tag with one combo skill, and then you have just enough time to fit in another skill before hitting Shadow Rain. This will not only allow you to get more damage in, but I find it's also a really consistent way to set up the timing for the cancel without having to watch your cooldowns. This is insanely useful in bossing, and if you're anything like me, it's going to be a top favorite in your kit as you get more used to playing Zero. And with that, we have reached the end of today's video. I hope this guide has been able to demystify Zero's comboing for you a bit, and maybe helped you get your journey started on your new Zero main or boss mule. If you learned something and you want to help support the channel, a like is the best way to show YouTube I did a good job and maybe I can get a cookie this month. If I missed anything important, which I probably did, sound off in the comments and let me know, and I'll be happy to either pin your comment or post a comment myself clarifying stuff. I just want to give a massive thanks to the Zero Discord and the amazing individuals who wrote the 131-page Zero doc for their insanely detailed information. It not only made researching this video easier, but made my journey to learn Zero comboing that much more fun and informative. You guys have done a great service to this community, and we appreciate you. With all that being said, thank you so much for making it this far into the video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to keep up to date with my future content, including my Zero progression series, or more guides like this, subscribing is the best way to do that. And if you have any questions about Zero, comboing, or anything really, feel free to pop by my Twitch at twitch.tv/lesqueech. I'm live every Wednesday to Sunday, and I'd be happy to help answer any questions you have. That's it for me though, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye!